Okay, we out here, Foxborough Trail. I'm in the 6110M. I got my partner Nick on route with me, and I also have my support manager Mitchell. He's in a Kubota L6060, and we're cleaning house right now. We're getting her done. I think we're about over 35% on this route right now currently, and we're only 50 minutes in, so we're crushing it right now, and we're having fun. So I talked to a friend of mine yesterday about running RPMs lower in the tractor here, and how I could save on a pile of fuel doing it that way. And I must say, I'm running it at 1500 RPM right now. I'm only blowing 5 centimeters of snow. There's a substantial difference in control of the machine, which I really do like. We're also saving on a pile of fuel, right? I'm definitely gonna get my operators to stop running it close to full throttle, you know, turn those RPMs down, and then for larger snowfalls, you could run them a little bit higher. So I was recommended running 1900 to 2000 RPMs on heavy snowfall, and then lighter snowfalls, you don't need to be more than 1500. So that's what I'm gonna run with. Currently doing so right now, and a lot more control in the machine, which I do like. Very smooth, not as jerky, right? When you're running full throttle, when you disengage and you're letting out on the clutch, you know, it can be pretty snappy and not as smooth. So I am really appreciating this right now. I never ran the tractors like this. I'll be honest, that's just from being inexperienced, but I'm having a hell of a time right now. Definitely enjoying it. Like I said, runs a lot smoother. It's a lot more controllable. Hopping in and out of the clutch is like butter, and everything flows a lot better. And then on top of that, we're saving money. So it's a win-win. I absolutely love it, and I'm curious to see how it is on a little bit heavier snowfalls. But like I said, I was told to just crank it up a few hundred RPMs to the 1900, 2000 range at the max. That's only when it snows 30 plus centimeters. So you're able to get away running 1500 RPMs with 5 to 10 centimeters, and then you want to raise it about 100 or 2 after that, and you know, maybe be in the 1700-1800 range, and then you're going to want to raise it to about 1900, 2000 for, you know, significant snowfalls that happen a couple times a year. But you know what, all in all, you're going to have less wear on your tractor, less wear on your blower. You're going to save a pile of money on fuel. It makes the operating experience a lot more smoother. It also is a bit safer too, I must say. When you're running full RPMs, like I said, you don't have control of the machine as good as you do running 1500 RPMs, right? Like, your tractor's full throttle, so when you're up and out of the clutch all the time, like, you know, it's a little bit more snappy and jumpy, and you're moving a bit quicker. So right now I'm currently in D1, 1500 RPMs, and this is smooth, man. I'm really enjoying this. So for all you guys running big rigs out there, if you're not already running them like this is a must. And when I was watching Chris from Capital, shout out Chris, everybody, Capital Services, you guys are doing an amazing job out there. When I was watching his videos, I seen that he was running in quite low RPMs, and I was kind of wondering why. I'm like, well, I mean, I kind of knew why, but I just didn't understand why guys operated like that. I just, you know, always thought, why not just run them full throttle? The power's always there, speed's always there, and you know, you don't got to worry about clogging. And sure enough, here I am running 1500 RPMs, which is slightly above idling, and this tractor's blowing snow like a dream. So, and if you need that little bit of extra power to shoot the snow a little bit farther, if you got a large amount of snow in the barrel, you just hit the throttle pedal right on the floor, and it'll give you that extra punch of snow out of the chute, and you're off to the races. I'm gonna do so right now. Got a nice load from the road here. Raise those RPMs up. Boom, right into the bank. And then off the throttle, away we go. You know what, at the beginning of the season, this is how I actually wanted to run my machines. The presets in these new tractors, preset 1 and 2, I noticed that you could preset the RPMs and then just press the preset and away you go. So, you know, 1 you could preset to 1500 RPM, and 2 you could preset to 1900 for heavier snowfalls. and then you just run with that, hit your preset, and off to the races you go. I was more or less just worried about clogging, and I didn't want to reinvent the wheel. This is the only way I knew about operating these big tractors. That's just from inexperience. I didn't really talk to anybody in the industry about running these big rigs. Like when I was, 20 years old last year, I just got handed the keys from my dealer, and they said, here you go. They threw me the keys to a 6130M, and away I went right onto the highway, and I just kind of learned how to run these machines without no guidance as well, and I learned to blow snow in them the only way I knew.
Holy fuck, boys, that driveway is fucked.
And that's full throttle, you know? Yeah, so if any of you guys in this industry could take something away from me, lower your RPMs. I'm gonna hit you with an update and tell you guys how it works for me in the small machines. Hopefully I could do the same with those and save some fuel and money there too. So fingers crossed with that. That'd be awesome. But for the big machines, it certainly does work. I'm not clogging at all. I'm blowing snow like a dream. You're gonna save a pile of money, guys. At scale, when you're multiplying machines, the more you get, the more little ways you can figure out how to save money and keep it in the business. It pays back times tenfold, and it's absolutely vital. So another thing I'm trying to improve is the scrape quality. Currently, right now, I am running tie bar cutting edges that came stock with all my blowers. And then I'm running some Hevia edges, which are basically a rubber edge with vulcanized steel in the middle, and they do cut better than the tie bar cutting edges. In case you guys didn't know, tie bar is basically like a poly, very similar. It's like a hard plastic, if you will. I definitely do enjoy the Hevia edges more. They cut snow quite a bit better and they last a bit longer. However, all my blowers are brand new, so it didn't make sense to start putting a bunch of brand new Hevia edges on all our blowers, because that would just be such a wasted money, right? So we're running them until there's nothing left, but I'm very, very sad with the scrape quality on these tie bar cutting edges with my Norman hybrids. It actually like fucking sucks. Like it's bad, like it's really bad, like it's not cool. So I've been really doing my research about running stainless skid shoes and stainless cutting edges. And you know what? I'm gonna run with it. I said hell with it. I'm gonna purchase a whack load of them and try and get them all strapped to my tractors. I really want to show the customers a better improvement in quality of our final product when we're done a driveway. And right now, it's not cutting it for me. There's 2 to 6 inches of hard pack left on our driveways. Keep in mind that we do live in Sault Ste. Marie, and there's a lot of snow here. And it has been a mild winter, so the snow has been packing like crazy on the driveways. Hold on one second. Hey, Mitch, grab that house there. I just drove by it by accident. Sorry about that. Anyways, yeah, we get a lot of snow here up north in Sault Ste. Marie, and it's been a mild winter. So, of course, the snow is going to be more susceptible to sticking on the laneway and on the surfaces of the driveway. But I'm going to show these customers what northern snow is all about. We listen closely, and our biggest complaint is that we're not scraping driveways to people's satisfaction. Like they're just not getting scraped down to the surface. Like I said, we're leaving 2 to 6 inches of hard pack. Like I'm not ignorant towards anything the customers say to me, you know. And we did a survey, and the feedback I got was, well, the biggest complaint, I should say, everybody was very happy with our service thus far, but the biggest complaint I got was that we leave a lot of snow and hard pack on the driveway. So, like I said, I'm gonna purchase a bunch of stainless cutting edges, and I'm gonna make some significant changes with our scrape quality. I'm sure these customers are gonna be ear to ear. So apparently they scrape right through the hard pack, they scrape right through the ice, like they get driveways basically right down to the surface, which is honestly insane to hear. That makes me so happy. So I'm gonna pull the trigger, whatever it costs. I don't really care as long as it makes sense, and it does, because in the end of the day I'm gonna have a better final product. That means more customers, that means more returning customers. So guys, you can't put a price on that. Don't be cheap, you know. If you want to provide quality service, make sure you're going the extra mile for your customers. But
take a left, I'll go straight.
that's my rant. I'm gonna get back to blowing, play some tune for you guys.
Yeah. Every day. Yeah. Yeah. The city's on fire and people are in denial. Charges being labeled, we'll see what they do at trial. I'm calling this shit from now. Sweetheart deals that the judges been handed down. I haven't been able to see family for a while. That shit is wearing me out. I used to hide my pain in Delilah behind the bar till my niggas carried me out. And if money's all I need in my grave, then bury me now. I know I tend to talk about how I got a fortune on me, but with that comes the politics the city been forcing on me. Man, I can't even RP and show my remorse to the homie. No, I carry the guilt of the city's misfortunes on me. I even got the cleanest staff plotting extortion on me. My parents' divorces on me. My therapist's voice is making the choices for me. And I always censor myself, cause no matter what they reporting on me, the pressure is weighing on me. Career is going great, but now the rest of me's fading slowly. My soulmate somewhere out in the world just waiting on me. My chef got a recipe for disaster, baking slowly. My heart feels vacant and lonely, but still, I'm making the most of this shit and more. Every single move is like rolling dice on a board. Seen too many brothers get 25 from the boys. I'd rather see all of them get 25 from the Lord. And if the last negotiation made you pay me 25, well, this is the perfect time to give me 25 more. I'm bigger now than before. Co-parent of the year, we figured out a rapport. No fair with Drizzy made on the second leg of the tour. How can anybody tell you the truth when they misinformed? How the niggas turning up what you turn you in for rewards? How the f do we manage to win everything but awards? Windows of opportunity, let me go through the doors. This the part where I don't ever say pardon me anymore. This the part where I'ma find a new part of me to explore. This the part where all my partners know what we in it for. This the part where we gon' throw us a party after the war. And if the last negotiation had you feeling out of pocket, well, this is the perfect time that I empty them shits for sure. You owe that shit to the boy. Yeah.
I know that I hurt you.
Yeah.
I was a child trying to be a man.
To all my sons worldwide, all my juniors, I apologize for my absence. I know I left you without a name to drop. I don't know how I expected you to get your clout up and get your money up, but don't worry.
Broken things, broken
Daddy's
dreams,
home.
baby. I'm gonna teach you guys all a quick little pro tip before I hop onto the machine here and change the PTO pin. So when you leave your tractor on, which you shouldn't, and you go change the PTO pin, which I did for a lot of years, that's what happens when you have no experience. When you go change the PTO pin and your tractor is turned on, you can't turn or move the shaft. You gotta keep playing with the PTO so that the hole lines up perfectly so you can slide the bolt through. Don't make that mistake. I did that for some years. Dumbass me. I just didn't know the difference. I never knew, right? I didn't have experience. So now I figured out to turn the machine off. So turn off my machine completely. Now the PTO, you could move freely. So I could go back there, move it with my hands, line it up with the hole on the end of the PTO and slide my bolt right through, and away we go. No bullshit. This is 6110 amp power right here. Blowing snow like a dream. You gotta hear this tractor, man. Like honestly, my 130, like that's my girl. I love that rig. But this 110, these brand new 110s, I don't know what the hell they did to them, but the turbo in this thing just fucking slaps, and I love it. It sounds way too sweet. 1500 RPMs blowing, guys. I don't know what the fuck I was doing the last year, so don't make my mistakes. Please learn from them. I'll save you a lot of money, I promise. Yeah, there's only one way I learn though. It's the hard way or no way. So, but it's also tough being in this industry and not having a mentor or anybody to really, you know, look up to and listen to, right? Like a lot of these things I've learned in this business. I've just pulled information from videos, and yes, I have definitely talked to a lot of people in the industry, but you know, by all means, there's been nobody who's mentored me to get to this very spot. You know, it was just picking little bits of information from every single business and company that I looked into that runs this particular business model, and kind of adding my own twist on it, and it got me thus far. But there's always something to learn, you know, like never think you have it, never think you know it all, because that's the goddamn ugly truth, that you are wrong, and you don't know it all, and there's always something to learn, right? Like, you know, I thought I was running these machines the only way that you should be running them, and that's full throttle. Like, I run my hydrostatics full throttle, and that's because it's a smaller rig and they're more susceptible to clogging, right? So I thought that doing so on the big machines would be the way to go, but it's not. So at scale, anybody watching, if you're running 1-2 machines and you want to work your way to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, like, you got to watch for these things. You got to try and make improvements in these ways, because when you're compounding units, it's a lot of money, right? When you're talking, you know, let's just even say $100 a unit times 10 units, it's $1,000, right? Times that by 20 units, that's $2,000. If you could save $2,000 every shift on fuel, and you times that by 30 snow events, let's say, sake of argument, that's $60,000. That's a whole salary for a really good employee for the whole season. You know, that's a lot of money, right? So
they try to say we done, pussy, we can done. We can done, we cannot done, we cannot done. We can done, we cannot done, we cannot done. We cannot